Hi, Adam Ferruccio here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I help and provide, hopefully, the fitness professionals with some education, experience, and some wisdom on my experiences so far through this industry, through this journey I call life. Maybe provide some direction and navigation and some purpose for you as you go along through it as well. Look, I'm talking to all the managers out there, head trainers, people who are looking after people. You know, you've got some sort of responsibility, some sort of ownership. Good for you, okay? And you've stepped up. You've been dragged up, maybe. So it might be the case. And you've been promoted. You now got some responsibility. You're in charge of some trainers. You're in charge of a team. You're in charge of a business now. Good for you. You're taking ownership and responsibility and accountability of your life and for other people, which you should. On this topic, I'm going to talk about, from my previous experiences, and I think is a healthy habit, is why I like to talk behind people's backs. And you're probably thinking, what? You know, that's what everyone says they don't like. Everyone says, you should never talk behind my back. You don't have the balls or whatever to come say it to my face. If you've got something to say, come say it to my face. And that's the negative way of looking at it. Positive way of why I like to talk behind people's back is for the good things that they do. Or I see potential in a trainer, in a coach or something like that, and I know they're not really maximizing it. They're just taking their time. They're taking it easy. They're not hungry enough yet. But I know they've got the talent. Someone who could do it. Or I want to impose or get a better culture within the team. Is to start looking at talking to people about someone else. I see someone else doing a really good job. Now, it's not to put them on a high pedal horse and like, oh, this guy's so amazing, or be too direct and obvious with it. But it's like what Jimmy over here did was great. You know, and I'll talk to a trainer and be like, this guy's great. You know what he did the other day? He did this, he did X, he did Y, he's doing that. Look how far he's grown. And I've got, especially, there's a couple of people I can come straight to mind. I'm not going to name names, but who again went on a massive, massive journey. You know, they were nothing. When I recruited these guys, I got a lot of fire at me saying, why the hell are you hiring? They've got no CV, they've got no qualifications, they've got nothing, you know, they've got no experience. How are they expected? I said, I don't know, but I just feel they have something special. They've got something different about them. They've got a great attitude. They've got a great mindset. I can see just from having a chat with them that these guys have something. And this has been on many occasions, not the majority, there's a select few people who ended up being the strongest coaches in our teams and were excellent because they had the right mindset. And often what I would do is that I would go to other people and they would see how much I would work on that person, whatever, put them with the right people to bring them up. And I would say, God, we see like their development, how much they've changed physically, their maturity, how they're coaching people. Like, God, he used to do this and now he does that. I was like, have you seen Jimmy's client? Wow, he's made a big transformation. You know, like he's changed a lot. So you start talking like, oh, doesn't he look great today? You know, so looking at his smart, he comes in, he's always looking sharp, hair, you know, beard, everything uniform is looking sweet. So you're like, as he just lay these indirect seeds, and I was like, look, this guy's looking great. Have you seen it? You know, he was deadlifting 100 kilos last year, now he's done deadlifting 160 kilos. You know, so you just start talking about other people, positive reinforcement. I'm talking behind people's back about what they're doing positively, because that's what I want from the culture and from the team that I'm leading. Is I want the other people, I want everyone to be, you know, striving high and developing and growing and getting more out of themselves. Because when I see people lagging, I will do this. I will talk to people and say, look, not only directly say, look, you've got so much more you can give and blah, 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 whatever. What do you want out of life? You know, where do you want to be? Do you always want to be a trainer? Probably not. You know, all these different things. Then I'm like, wow, have you seen X? Jimmy, he's doing great. You know, he's got organized, he's getting great results, he's always top. And you maybe tell one or two people who then will tell other people, and then this thing becomes a thing. It's like, wow, this guy is he's progressing. And then it's this whole thing of like, wow, this guy's naturally just growing and progressing, and he's made a transformation. And he's probably going to go on to bigger and greater things very, very soon, which they do normally. But it is important, I feel, to talk behind people's back when it's a positive thing, when you're trying to reinforce a positive behavior amongst the team, amongst the group, because often, you know, people just follow. Most people are just sheep. They're white sheep. If one person's doing it, other person will do it. And if they know, and I see, especially if you're the manager and a leader, and you see some behavior that you're trying to encourage and you want within your team because of the reputation, the culture you're trying to set, which takes time, you need to reinforce the positive stuff, and then you need to extinguish the negative stuff that you don't want in your team at the same time. And this is where you got to have this black and white thing. When you need to extinguish, it's direct. You're not talking behind people's back. You go straight to that person. You keep them informed as well. Because that is a thing. When managers, line managers, heads, whatever, business owners, they're not direct with people. They talk behind people's back and they say, oh, I don't like this. But then it comes face to face, like, oh yeah, you're doing great. Everything is cool. And the next week you're fired or you get a penalty. Like, what the hell's this? This is just not clear. And you've got to be clear. You know, when it's something positive, talk behind people's back. When it's something negative, you go straight to the person's face and you go tell them. You let them know, I'm not happy about this at the moment. I'm not enjoying this. And this is where, again, don't make it personal. This is business. You're working. You're in a professional environment. So keep it professional. It's not a personal attack on the person. You know, because this is what you can have. I like you as a person. I don't like the way you're doing this in the workplace or what you're doing when you're doing your coaching. I still think you're a good person. I may get on with you really well and we're good friends, but I'm not liking what you're doing with this at the moment. I don't agree with this and I want to see it changed. But this is the clarity you need to have. Something positive, go for it. Talk behind people's back, encourage it, and reinforce the culture. If people don't want to follow that, there's plenty of other teams out there. They can go and join that, what suits them or work for themselves. But if you're the manager and you're a leader and you're something, you know what exactly, you've got to be clear what you want and what you want to encourage and what you don't want to encourage and what you want to get rid of. And when you're something, you got to let people know. I've seen this thing the other day that you were doing. I don't like it. You know, so things have to change. That's when you have to be direct, face to face. You go for it. Otherwise, you're doing stuff behind people's back, sending mixed messages. It's not doing you and your reputation and credibility as a leader any good at all. So please take all that in mind. So I hope that was useful. You guys out there, think about your current situation, your teams and people in your team at the moment. How are things going? That you're good guys, you know, encourage them, support that, reinforce it with incentives, bonuses, whatever you do, you know, to reinforce people to do good things and the behaviors you want, the mannerisms, culture that you're trying to set. But you've also got to extinguish the other side. Don't go talk behind people's back when it's something negative or something that that person needs to know. If you really care about people, you'll tell them face to face. You know what I mean? If you care about that person, definitely go tell them face to face and you go sort it out straight away. And maybe that might change them. And if it still doesn't, and they've had the warning, they know where your head stands and you're very clear with them, and they still don't change or they don't want to change or whatever, then it's all fair. Okay, hope that was useful. We'll see you on the other side.